partnered with that I haven't shared anything about, but I know once we share that information, it's really going to blow up. So just having a way of being able to distribute that information, and then one thing you have to remember too, a lot of these companies, they have to process these applications, right? So making sure that the businesses, the financial institutions, fintechs, whatever, are equipped to be able to to accommodate all of the applications. So Jojo always says, do you invest in stocks? Yeah, I do have investments in stocks. I'm not a day trader or anything. Just put the money into stocks and just hold for the long term. So let's see. Alexandria, I'm new. Love your channel. Help me gain business credit. Well, thanks for supporting the channel. Absolutely. Purpose Tarantino, I need to join one of your programs. Yeah, I think we'll probably do some type of group mentorship program maybe this year. Let's see. Okay, so AL Hannah Bennett says credit score to a hit after the holidays, must keep the limit low. Absolutely. Martell Games. TrueMark FCU gave your boy a $25K unsecured business credit card, no hard pull on personal. I'm sure it helps that I've been a member since 2009 and have other personal accounts with them. Wow, congratulations on that, TrueMark. I think I mentioned TrueMark. I don't think I did a full review on it, but that's another hidden gem. So yeah, congratulations on that $25K unsecured business credit card, no hard pull. I'm sure once that information gets out, there'll be another flood of shit banking. Sometimes that holds more weight than even credit scores. So even like in some of the strategies that I deploy, it's not just applying for every single institution that you come across. Sometimes you want to establish that relationship, build up some internal data points, and that'll open up a lot more. Because when you think about it, if you're just applying for accounts and you just walk off the street, you don't have any prior relationship, it's not as easy to get unsecured funding. Sometimes if, let's say, you don't have necessarily the excellent credit, but you have that banking relationship, sometimes that's can mitigate having deficiencies elsewhere in your credit profile, because your banking data is a little bit more granular than like your credit score, because credit scores, credit profiles are backwards looking, whereas like your banking activity is more up to date. And then if you've been with the institution for a very long time, they have a long track record, even probably longer than like the credit reporting agencies. So they're better equipped and they have more data on them to make that decision. So don't sleep on relationship banking. B-Melly901 says, I joined First Tech in Stanford FCU by being an Amazon employee. Going to let the money sit in the account for 6 months and see what I can get. And funny thing is, I actually recorded a video on Stanford Federal Credit Union a couple months ago, never published it, but I think I'll probably do a review on that. That's another good one. I think you can also get in through Stanford, through the Financial Fitness Association. So that's another hidden gem right there, Stanford Federal Credit Union. So we'll probably do a full review on that. Judah Desire May says, for the people really interested in keeping it in-house, to those who aren't trying to discredit your videos. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, like I said, you can't control what other people do. I think it's interesting because we do have a pretty diverse subscriber base. People who are interested in like business credit, personal credit, credit builders, and then there's also people who are interested in scamming and stuff like that, which you really can't control. Who's taking the information and doing whatever. And it's interesting because I'm also seeing now that like this whole idea of scamming and stuff like that seems to be normalized. Like some people really don't care that they're doing it and do it openly, which is kind of disturbing. But that just kind of is what it M. Earl Smith says, seriously though, you've helped me a lot. I'm going in the garden on February 1st, waiting for stuff to post. I have a 618 Experian FICO 8 right now. Want a house in 24 months. So, congratulations. I mean, I'm glad that you're getting some value on the channel. And yeah, gardening is very, very important because, when you're opening up accounts, constantly or in short, bursts like every month, every 2 months, that's one of the data points that a lot of credit unions look at, or not even just credit unions, but financial institutions in general. And I can tell you for example, First Tech, AOD FCU, perfect example. You could have excellent credit, you could have low DTI, but if they see that you opened up an account in the past month or the past 2 months, then that right there can disqualify you from opening up a credit card. So my rule of thumb, to have the best chances, you really want to wait until like your youngest account is at least 6 months before you do another application. So that's why I like application sprees, because when you do an application spree, meaning that you apply for all of your accounts, at a certain period of time within, let's say, like the same 2 to 3 week window, when those accounts finally report, they're all going to report with relative, same age, so those accounts can grow together. So yeah, your average age is going to take a hit up front, but at least those accounts grow together. But if you're spacing the accounts out like every 2 months, a month, every time you add a new account, it's going to have a bigger impact on your average age. So you're better off taking that hit up front with a lot of, several accounts in a short period of time versus spacing it out. So yeah. Anyways, I think you keep where you're at. You'll definitely be in a good position to purchase a house in 24 months. And actually, I mean, you could probably qualify for an FHA mortgage loan, even with that credit score there. So, Purpose Tarantino, people who get the OnlyFans gain access. Yeah, that might be a way. That might be a way to kind of filter out, some of the unscrupulous or ill-intentioned people out here. So, William Tucker, what's a real good time frame for gardening your credit? Yeah, like I said, I think 6 months, every 6 months, assuming that you've opened the accounts around a relative same time, waiting until your most recent account is at least 6 months is a good rule of thumb. And it depends on the institution, because some institutions might be very conservative and they don't want to see any new accounts in the last, a year or, 2 years, in some cases. So, but I would say with most institutions, 6 months is a good time frame. If you, let your accounts age at least, 6 months being your youngest, then, that's a good rule. Not to say that you can't get, additional accounts if you garden less than that. But I would say, like, if it's anything less than 3 months, then you're really, risking getting denied. Let's see. Martel Gaines, relationship banking is a must. Yes. I say that all the time too. And that's actually a strategy that I learned from someone else who's like on a way higher level. And basically what their strategy is when it comes to relationship banking, and obviously everyone can't necessarily play it at the same level, but basically what they would do is, they would just deposit, make a sizable deposit when they first establish that relationship. So, they might go and deposit $50,000 into an account, whatever. It's going to vary from institution to institution, but they'll make a large deposit, let the money sit there, maybe 90 days. And then also what they'll do is, they'll get the checking account and, they'll just swipe, make a lot of transactions or even some large deposits first, because one thing you have to remember, the institutions, they make money off of, a transaction fee. So, every time, like, for example, like, people don't realize too, like let's say you take your credit card or debit card and you go to Walmart, right, and you spend $100, right? So the business in this example, like Walmart, they're not getting the full $100, right? They're getting $97.50 or whatever they're paying for the merchant fees, right? And so the financial institution is making that money. You know, the credit card processor is making that money. So they charge businesses to be able to accept their credit cards or debit cards. So when the banks are making money off of you, that's a good thing. So sometimes you might want to let them eat a little bit off of you. You know what I'm saying? And then having deposits with them. You know, if you have a good amount of deposits, and this goes back to the whole fractional reserve system, because banks have to keep a certain amount of deposits in relation to their loans outstanding. So if you have, let's say, you know, you have $10,000 in a bank account, then you're you're increasing that bank's lending capacity by at least $100,000 because of the ratio. I think it's like 9.6%. It was like 10%, right? So for every dollar that the bank has, they can go lend out 10. So when you have your deposits with an institution, you're really helping that institution, and that goes back to the relationship banking. And then the more products you have within that institution, the better it is as well. So yes, absolutely, relationship banking is it's great, and it's definitely something I can say personally that has worked for me, especially when my credit score wasn't like the most pristine. So, but again, relationship banking takes patience, and I know a lot of people don't have patience when it comes. People want it now, right? But if you really see a relationship banking strategy,